Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi and our online audience tuning in. Thanks to our friends at iHeartRadio, as well as Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, if you all are looking for a great way to stay connected and engaged as we're going throughout the rest of this year, our next guest has just the right app for you. We're excited to welcome Max Tuchman to our program. Max is the CEO of Caribu. We're going to talk to her not only about what the video calling app is doing to help stay connected with you guys, but also a way you're able to be entertained, but also be able to share some entertainment that is also educational as well. If you guys are just now finding out about the app, of course, we'll let you know how you can be able to get it for yourself. But Max, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, Max, I have to tell you, I had a lot of fun prepping for this segment. I was on YouTube watching you do the read-alongs with Caribu, which we definitely will talk about what that's been like for you. But I want to talk about the importance of staying connected, right? Because one of the things I noticed you guys are really pushing, even before COVID, was the importance of having that engagement. So how important have you found it to be, Max, for us to find ways to stay connected, especially during the holiday season?
Oh, my gosh, exactly. So I'm a former public school teacher, and for kids, video calls are extremely boring. But unfortunately, especially this year, it's almost mandatory that we stay connected with our kids and grandkids through video calls if we can't be physically together. And so, as you mentioned, Caribu has been around for a little while, and we've been doing this. We've been connecting families across the globe and making more engaging, entertaining, and educational video calls for kids because of the fact that we have an in-app library in our video call. So that's the biggest difference between us and FaceTime. You know, with FaceTime, you're kind of asking the child a couple of questions like, how was school? Are you still fighting with Jackie? Did you eat something today? And the child is like, I'm out of here.
Right.
But with Caribu, because of the in-app library, we have thousands of books in 10 different languages, coloring sheets, recipes, games, activities that you can do, and it makes it really fun and entertaining for the child.
So let's talk about this a little bit more. As I mentioned, there are some great videos on YouTube, Max, where you guys not only showcasing some of the great characteristics of Caribu, but, I mean, when it comes to staying interactive, I mean, one of the things I heard you talk about in one of the videos is, even a father who's serving overseas being able to actually read with his child. Is that one of the benefits that you've heard people talk about where they really appreciate about the app?
Absolutely. I mean, especially for our service members, if you're on a 6 to 12 month deployment, it's very difficult to carry that many children's books to keep your child engaged and entertained in that video call. Even family members who are across the globe who are trying to stay connected, especially, again, during, this very difficult year, a lot of times you don't necessarily have those two physical books in both locations. And what's great about the Caribu video call, which we call a magical Caribu call, is that in the video call, both participants, the child and the trusted adult, can both see the same thing on the screen. So everyone is seeing the page, and they're reading together, and they're turning the page together, or they're playing tic-tac-toe in real time, or playing a two-player game and both seeing kind of the cards in memory turning over and flipping over, or they're both looking at the instructions for a recipe or for origami, and they're doing those offline, online activities together. And it's truly a virtual play date, right? I mean, this is the best way to recreate the magic of being together and reading those stories and doing those activities and coloring together that we used to do before the pandemic.
Right. And Max, I noticed too, of course, you showed in some of the videos, again, I mean, really kudos to you guys about how you're able to lay this out, how especially for grandparents, is it we're able to see in the videos, they're able to, to not only read with their grandkids, but also to color with them and say, okay, do you want me to color this? But also, have you found that during this year in particular, Max, it also has been good for those individuals who haven't been able to meet up with their friends, another great way for them to be able to have something that's age appropriate for them that they can do together?
Yeah, that was, again, one of the things that happened with this pandemic is a lot of, 0 to 13-year-olds, as we kind of say, the age range that we serve, a lot of people forget, March, I think it was 13th, a lot of them got taken out of school and didn't get to see their friends again. And for some families, they've moved because it's, because of the pandemic, they've needed to be, closer to family that could help them out while they're working from home. And so kids are going through a very difficult time. They're trying to connect with their little friends, or even, now with the holiday season, their cousins, kids around their age. And again, we found that the Caribu Library is a conversation starter. It allows even children. I was actually watching two cousins, one in New York and one in Florida, having a magical Caribu call. And it was the cutest thing because they started reading together, and then they started talking about play fighting in the cafeteria and how sometimes the security guards don't understand. And I was just like, oh my God, it's adorable that they're having this conversation that they would have had in person. But because they started with the book, they started talking, a theme in the book kind of triggered that. They're having, the same conversation that they would have had they been able to get together in person.
Yeah, that's why I had to mention that's a great way for them to not only to stay connected, but also to stay engaged, because they are able to get that interaction, even though it is through an app. They're able to feel in real time, to kind of be able to feel that experience together. So, Max, for those who are just now finding out about Caribu, where can they go to be able to get it? How can they be able to make it a part of their own lives?
Yeah, so the easiest way is to go to our website, caribu.com. That's CARIBU.com. And there you can learn more about Caribu. You can actually download it for yourself. You can get on the web app. So we have a web version that you can use. So you can make actual magical Caribu video calls, as we call them, from web to Android to iOS to mobile to tablet. I mean, you can use us on almost any device that is available. And Caribu.com is where you can also go to buy Caribu as a gift subscription. We have 3-month subscription starting at only $39.99, and it's a great last-minute gift because it literally shows up in your loved one's inbox in minutes.
Wow. What a great way to stay connected. It's also affordable and fun as well. Again, everyone, Max Tuchman has been our guest. She's the CEO of Caribu. Make sure you guys head over to Caribu.com. For those joining us through iHeartRadio as well as Amazon Music Podcast, we'll make sure that we link that up for you guys. Max, really appreciate this time. And congratulations on all the great things that Caribu is doing, and looking forward to having you back on the show again.
Thank you so much for the time, and happy holidays.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Max. Same to you. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make today amazing. Take care.